it seems like it's going to be sooner rather than later, which is exciting for me to get a player of his quality back into the mix down the stretch here when the games matter in a big way. He's a great addition.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, JP. Thanks a lot.
And part of the Union's success this year, of course, is having a #1 indisputable goalkeeper in Andre Blake. Before the Copa America Centenario break, this team was only conceding about 1 goal per game. Now it's near 2. They also are a very resilient club with a lot of late goals in the regular season this year. And there's been quite the culture change here in Chester.
For sure. I mean, I get here to Chester around 8:30 every day, and I see the guys in the annex. They're training. They're getting ready for the day, and they are here till maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which doesn't sound too out of the ordinary, but for the team that came here last season, they were out of here much, much earlier. But Ernie Stewart has really changed the culture here. They're putting in the time, putting in the effort, and it's really showing on the field.
And as we take a look at the Xfinity Eastern Conference standings, the Union are at the top still. Yes, in the beginning part of the season, they were in first. Right now, they're in 4th due to goal differential. Toronto FC has ascended to the top, while DC, Orlando, and New England are hovering around the red line. As for the West, Sporting KC is 7 points behind first place FC Dallas, who remains unbeaten at home. Colorado, RSL, and LA have seemingly been above the red line all season, but the race for 6 is still tight as 4 clubs are vying for that last playoff spot. Now, Marissa, the problem here when you look at the East versus the West is the Union are only 0-5-3 against the Western Conference. They have to take care of business here in Chester against a stealthy Sporting KC club.
And that's because every match matters. We saw how close it is in the East. Only a few points dictate where they could fall above that red line. If they continue to drop, they'll fall below that red line. That's not a place that they want to be. But getting 3 points tonight, if New York Red Bulls fall to New England this weekend, Union can see themselves back in that top 3 conversation, which is where they want to be, especially when it comes to playoff positioning. It's huge for that.
And Sporting KC in this matchup against the Union are going to sport a 4-3-3, and they're going to utilize Jacob Peterson on one flank. He played at Indiana, won a couple national titles in 2003 and 2004. And also Graham Zusi, who actually was seen as a right back filling in for a very injured, depleted defensive side. He goes to the left spot, and up top, Dom Dwyer will certainly be sensational in this matchup as Peter Vermees picked up his 100th managerial victory earlier this year. And there is Graham Zusi, as I mentioned, played at right back for the second time. Earlier, he played there against LA.
Well, I talked to Peter Vermees about that, why he decided to put him in at right back, and he said he is one of the most honest players he has on the team in terms of playing both sides of the ball. He's a guy who just has so many great skills and assets that he can put them anywhere on the field, and that decision had to do more so with what Sporting Kansas City wanted to do instead of their opposition. It wasn't a matchup type of thing. It was, what can we do to get our game plan implemented? And they decided that Graham Zusi as a fullback at that time was the best option for him. He'll be playing back up on the wing though tonight.
And Marissa, as we take a look at the team comparison for both squads, you'll see that it's very tight between these clubs.
Well, you know, the Union have the lead in goals, assists, and saves, but Sporting Kansas City does have the edge on them in a couple different things, especially possession. That's something that not a lot of coaches like to give a lot of credit to, but they do tend to possess the ball a lot. They lead the league in possession, Sporting Kansas City. But that will come into a big account when dealing with Dom Dwyer, who's one of the most dynamic people on Sporting Kansas City.
And Marissa, here's his highlights first at FC Dallas, where he had one of his 4 multi-goal games. You see him get behind the defense there of FC Dallas and bury it with his right. Now you see him settle here, and look at this volley off his left. Sensational work to the back post for Dom Dwyer. And then against Seattle, Espinoza crosses it into Dwyer, who buries this header home, part of his 12 goals, which is tied 6 in MLS. And to counter Dwyer, Jim Curtin may call on veteran Charlie Davies, who's looking to make his home debut tonight. Marissa's interview with the newly acquired Davies is next.